runs into the desert as the other boys cheer him on and see a merchant with his mule, but it seems it's just his imagination. A small shady town, which is filled with boys wearing prison to keep the pun, but Mr. Sir doesn't care and proceeds to work here. The camp doesn't have watchtowers or fences, so nobody dares to escape. Stanley is given only 2 clothing and a shovel, which will be used to make holes. The longer it takes him to dig, the longer he'll stay out in the sun. He also has to be careful to avoid rattlesnakes and yellow-spotted lizards. Stanley meets the camp's counselor Dr. Podansky, who shows to bother the warden. Podansky makes the other boys everyone gets a tortilla for breakfast and a shovel, but when Stanley grabs one, live at the digging spot, Mr. Sir explains to Stanley that if he finds any old character, all the boys get to work, and when they throw the dirt, just laugh at him while Stanley works on his hole. He thinks about his ancestor Elia worked in a pig farm and fell in love with the boy. Asked the sheriff for help, but he was drunk and asked her for a kiss and called Sam slurs, reminding her that interracial relationships are illegal. And horrified, Catherine ran to warn Sam, but it was too late. The townsman shot him while he was on his boat. Sometime later, outlaw known as Kissing Kate. Back to the town, Stanley accidentally falls on one of his tormentors and even gets a better spot in the water line. Sometime later, however, Stanley refuses, saying he isn't a good teacher and that he's. During another digging session, Stanley is surprised. The boys wonder if it's a shotgun shell. X-ray takes the object, ignoring Stanley. As soon as Podansky sees it, he contacts the boss, but they don't find anything because it's the wrong spot. For the next, the same tunnel they've created, yet the only thing they find is a small. The boys go back to digging individual holes. The next one runs into the desert as the other boys cheer him on. She orders Mr. Sir to report Stanley as missing in 2 weeks to find. Under the scorching sun, Stanley continues. However, Zero is too exhausted and passes out. Refusing to give up, Stanley picks his friend up and stream with water and Sam's delicious onions. He immediately wakes Zero up and both boys sings a song that his family likes, not knowing it's the pig's song Generations. Now Madame Zeroni's soul can rest in peace. Donation for the shelter he was in and just took them, not knowing they